Hello, welcome to Creative Matthew. This is going to be a quick one just to talk about an old school paper animation, but also just with an animation on a computer but using just drawings, and it doesn't calculate, the computer cannot calculate out the in-betweens. There's a phrase, animating in ones, animating in twos, or animating in fours. I'm going to give a quick rundown of what that means. So whether it's 24 frames per second, 60 frames per second, that doesn't matter. Animating in ones, twos, is a different concept within that. So what is that? So let's start with what 24 frames means though, just so you get an idea. 24 frames per second means that you're going to see 24 individual images going across the screen when you're watching a movie or something for 1 second. It means 1 second of that movie is 24 frames that you just saw. Now, when you're animating, if you're animating on ones, that means you're going to have a drawing for every single frame, and I'm just scribbling, but these represent like the animation drawings that they're doing. So they're animating on ones. That means one drawing for every single frame. And let's say I continue on and there's the rest of them. But we're just going to show this for now. So imagine that there's 24 here, 24 frames here. I'm just showing you 16 because I don't want to make them really small. I need you to see what's going on. So imagine I did 24 and every single one has a drawing on it. Every single one has a single individual drawing. That's animating in ones. Now animating on twos would be I do a drawing here. I do not do one here. This drawing will be shown for here and here. It's going to be connected, and it's going to be just shown for those two frames. And then I do a drawing here, and that's going to be connected for these two. I don't do one here. There's a drawing here, and it's connected to this one. I don't do one here. I do a drawing here, and etc., etc., etc. That means I only have one drawing every other frame. And so that's 12 drawings total if it's 24 frames. That means I'm animating on twos. I'm having an image that I'm animating, a character or whatever it is that I'm animating. It's being held. It's here and it's being held for another frame. It's not changing. It's staying the same. That's animating on twos. If I wanted to animate on fours, which apparently I think there's a Japanese animator who has these movies like Spirited Away and stuff, who does this. He'll just sometimes have parts of it, or like maybe the background or something, animated on fours. That means one drawing and it's held for 4 frames. Same drawing for all 4 frames. It doesn't change. Same drawing for all 4 frames. Then they have another drawing, and again it's held for 4. They might have a drawing here, and that might be on twos, where it's held for 2 frames. And then the rest they might have to animate every single one. So this would be on ones because it's one drawing every single frame. This is what it means when you're talking about animating on ones, twos, or fours, or whatever. It's pretty much saying the animation drawing that you're doing is going to be held for that many frames. It's going to be the same thing you're seeing for that many frames. And that's the gist of it. If you want to learn more, I think I'm not sure if there's anything specific about that online. I know Aaron Blaze, who did animation, will talk about it briefly in some of his videos. But I don't know if any of those old animators have actually gone over what that means specifically. But it's ultimately what I just said, where you have the animation drawing that you do, and it's just how many frames is it going to be held for. It's not going to change. It's going to stay that way. If it's going to be on twos, it's going to be just 2 frames that it stays that. If it's going to be on 8s, then it's going to be held for 8 frames. If it's going to be on, I don't know, 12s, which you're not usually going to get that much. I think the most that gets done is that Japanese animator, and it might be 6s. I don't know if he does anything more than that. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I can't remember his name. It's like Miyazaki or something like that. I can't remember for sure. But so it's pretty much just how many frames that it's being held for. If you're doing it in ones, it means you have one drawing for every single frame. Which also means if you're animating at 60 frames per second, for 1 second of animation, you've got to do 60 drawings if you're animating them all on ones. Now, if you're doing 60 frames per second, because you have all this room to add more pictures, to more drawings, you can animate some on twos, possibly even some on threes. I could do animation here, and it could be kind of more still where it doesn't move much. And so I could have it held for 3 frames without looking too odd. If I have fast action, you want to do that on ones. I'm sure there's exceptions to things, but as I said, if you want to know more, I mean, I don't know if there's anything out there. If not, then make a suggestion to Aaron Blaze to make not a course, because I don't think you can do a full course just on this, but to go over it on some of his animation courses. And if he has, great, then that means it's already out there, because he has courses online that you can go purchase at creatureartteacher.com, where he has a acting film animation for those who are more advanced, who they understand the basics of animation, they understand how to animate. It's more of their acting skills are a little rough. It's like, okay, how do I make this character feel more alive? He has basic animation classes and other things, as well as drawing classes. So if he does go over it, then that would be a good resource. You can always go to creaturearcher.com, and there should be some way to contact if you have any questions to them. Alright, and I'm signing off. Bye-bye.